It's showtime. What's up, historians? Welcome back to another great episode of Historically Haunted VODCAST, Season 6, Episode 22. I'm your host, Adam, Historian Ghost Hunter. Pennywise Jr., they call me, PJ. I just made that up. They don't really call me that. Thank you guys for understanding what's going on. As you guys know, my girl, we've been through some stuff this week. I'm not going to get personal, but I had to just put the podcast off another day. Appreciate you guys for your patience. We got 3 people watching already. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. So before we get started on my guests, who I get to meet this past year, this is the intro that I got sent to me from Diego, the podcaster. I'm going to try to get Alan on his show too. The Let's Find Out podcast and Bonus Overdrive Wednesday podcast. Diego sent me this. Check it out, guys. Who's that, burp?
Hey, this
Oops.
is Diego from the Let's Find Out with Diego podcast, and you're watching one of my favorite podcasts of all space and time, the Historically Haunted podcast with my brother from another paranormal mother, with host Adam, the historian ghost hunter. Right. Well, let me tell you something, brother. Doggone now.
He knows I love my wrestling. He's actually a former wrestler himself, Diego, based out of Virginia. So much love. So my guest today, Alan DEROSBY. He's an author. He's a high school history teacher. You know, it's right up my alley, guys. I got to meet him this past year at the Maine Paranormal and Horror Convention out in Augusta. That my client, I'm a booking agent as well. My client Jeff runs the convention. I'm going to be there again this year, and I got to meet him. We started talking about Stephen King. And I seen, I got to bring this fucking guy on my podcast. So, he's a proud Maine native like me. Went to the same high school as Stephen King. Grew up in Lisbon. I did. He didn't, but we're both from Maine. For the past several years, his lifelong passion has been storytelling. History, of course, writing his debut novel, Man of Clay, introduced many readers to what he's all about. You guys can order that online. As you can see, he published his new website there. He uploaded it earlier, Alan DEROSBY, author. We got everybody checking in. Look at this. Look at these fan clubs checking in. These are all new friends. What's up, guys? Jeremy, what's up? Jeremy Brunton, hello, everybody. Thank you for coming on. Christina, thank you for saying hello. Hello, Sylvia. Thank you guys for saying hi. Please share. Please comment. Come quick with questions. Without further ado, he's backstage having some of the best cheese and wine in the state of Maine. History teacher, Alan, the author. I messed that all up. Author Alan DEROSBY. I swear I'm a professional. I've done this before, Alan.
Hey, how are you doing?
How's it going, my friend? Good to see you again.
Great. You too.
Fan club checking in looks like a bunch of new faces here. I love it.
Yeah, I plugged it quite a bit. If you didn't
good.
notice.
I saw that, yes. So yeah, we hit it right off talking. The convention, of course, had over 6,000 people, so it was a busy weekend for everybody, as you know. But we ended up talking. Of course, Stephen King kind of alarmed us, and then, of course, you being an author, and then, of course, led to this. So I want to start right from the bat as, of course, thank you for coming on. Thank you for everything you do. But Alan, what got you into? I want to start you off with a good one. Let's start with history. I love history. You're a history teacher. That was my number one class. What got you into being a historian, my brother? Before author talk.
Sure. I always loved it. My father was a 25-year Marine, and it was something I was good at. I sucked at math and science, so I kind of gravitated towards history. And then, going into college, just really embracing it and focusing on it a lot more. You just get those basic background knowledge in high school, but once you really start diving into it, that's where I fell in love. Yeah.
Especially with Maine history, Joshua Chamberlain, and right. I mean, that's pretty wild. I've been at Gettysburg 3 times, and I saw the monument for him there, the Maine Battalion and stuff, the Maine first class or whatever, third class. So,
did you do any of the haunted tours there, the Gettysburg ones?
I did one the first year, and I started hearing like muzzles going off, like muzzle loading guns. I'm like, oh, is there a reenactment today? He goes, look around you. Do you see one? He goes, gunshots happen all the time here. I go, really? He's like, yeah. I go, wow. Okay. Okay. So that's cool. So history is your vibe. Obviously, writing is your passion. We're going to get right into that. But when I found out you were the history teacher, I thought that was super cool, and I wanted to kind of pick your brain. What are your biggest things as far as like Maine history goes? Is it Chamberlain? Is it do you have like a certain
As far as Maine history, like when I first started, everybody starts off with U.S. history, and the number of illustrated history, Civil War history books I received. People would buy them for me. But my passion's world history. I love anything World War II.
Oh,
Napoleon. If I had to pick a favorite dictator, it'd have to be him.
wow, the little guy with his arm tucked in his sleeve.
Love Napoleon, yeah. And so, just growing up as a nerd in the 80s, you find those passions, and, that was when it wasn't cool to be a nerd. So it was a little different, but
things change, don't they?
they do. So I just kind of fell in love with it, and,
That's cool. That's cool.
And a lot of my reading and background is in history. So
that's cool. I could dig that because history repeats, and it's just fascinating to find out where things come from, whether it's a history of inventing something or the witch trials or how Maine became a state in 1820. And we're not going to get all into that, but I could, what is this here? I am fascinated with the War of 1812 recently, Jeremy says. Really? Interesting. And I see that Danielle loves your books, by the way, which we're going to get right into. Take a sip of your beer first. Cheers, brother. Cheers to you.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for holding off on me. I had some family shit, and you held off. I appreciate you.
Oh, of course. Anytime.
That's what us Mainers do. We're respectable like that.
That's right.
So, what got Alan into reading and writing and just books and stuff? Was it King, or was it someone in your family? A grandma used to read to you or something?
Well, it was primarily Stephen King. I had, when we were younger, we read all the time. But it was when I was about 8 years old where my good friend's mom, I remember going up to their house, and I remember seeing Skeleton Crew with the monkey on the front. And I asked her what it was and if I could read it. And she said, ask your mom. My mom never read, she read the Bible. So when I approached her about reading, she was fine with it. And that's kind of where it started. And, and then it just kind of blossomed from there.
Wow.
And I think I was a little bit too young to understand some of the
he's kind of a teenager type of it.
yeah, he is. And then just kind of going through his early works and continuing to read his stuff now. Not as much on, I'm not that much into the Holly books.
Holly, okay, yeah.
But as far as the other stuff, Pet Sematary, I think, is my favorite book of all time.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, of course, based off where he lived in Orrington, how his kid Joe Hill almost got killed by the truck, and his daughter's cat. Actually, real quick, currently, guess what I just started? Joe Hill's Horns, his son.
Oh, yeah.
I met Joe Hill, and he signed it last year in Bangor when I met him and King, and almost fainted 2 years ago. That was pretty wild. So that's cool because you're from what I saw. I don't have anything of yours yet, but I saw your writing is kind of along the lines. It's kind of horror, right? I mean, you do. Yeah. It's
so when I first signed a book deal with a publisher, they didn't know exactly where it fell as far as genres. Because it's historical fiction, but it has paranormal elements. And so they just titled it historical horror.
Okay.
And so some of it's more than others. Last Sunday, I released a short story collection, which is pretty much horror. There's some historical stories, but it's more horror than my other stuff. But that's where I started, writing horror and things I thought was interesting. But
wow.
Yeah.
Okay. We still got plenty of time in the show. I want to get some fun questions, but I want to get some serious stuff because that's what it's about. People want to find you, man. They want to find your shit. They want to order some stuff. Maybe just get some reviews. You want to plug some stuff real quick?
Sure.
Yeah.
I just created a website, and so it makes it a lot easier to find all of my stuff on there. And it has all direct links to Amazon. I'm currently self-publishing. I was traditionally published with a book deal, but that kind of fell through. And
okay.
So now I'm self-publishing. And so all of my stuff's on there. And, I'll be going back to Augusta to do the convention again this year, which was very fun. I didn't know what to expect, as an author in a convention like that, but it went amazing. You know, it was such a good
Yeah.
experience.
Real quick, they can be seen on Alan DeRosby author page for Facebook. That can be the website and all that stuff's on there, right?
Yes,
Okay.
I posted.
Your
It's just
personal
Alan
page
DeRosby.
too, but I mean, you have a Facebook.
Yeah, I do. Yes, and the website's alandrosby.com.
Yeah.
So it's pretty easy, and
just like his name, guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Those you, some do listen, some don't. I mean, it is visible. Some do watch. If you guys don't, if you are listening, it's like it says in the comments or the description. ALANDEROSBY. Mama Wolf's calling me. I'm getting a call from Yellow Wolf's mother. You know who Yellow Wolf is?
No,
I'm not gonna answer it. He's a rapper that Eminem signed, and I got his mom on the show because she's long story short, but she's calling me. Hi, Mom. I'm surprised you're not watching. What about like? I mean, so what? I mean, did you think to yourself like, as far as reading goes? Obviously, you read it, but did you think I can do this? Like, I'm gonna write? Did you? I mean, you just said fuck it, let's go, and you started doing it?
Yeah, it actually wasn't something I ever planned on doing. You know, I never took creative writing classes when I was younger. We just watched a lot of horror movies and, you know, Twilight Zone and Creature Double Feature. And, you know, we were raised off that stuff. And so, I don't know, I was in my mid-30s when I started writing. Yeah, it was, you know, I just kept coming home, you know, and telling my ex-wife that I had ideas for books. And finally she was like, you know, shit or get off the pot, either write it or don't. I just didn't want to hear about it. And so I was like, I'm going to fucking write it. And so I ended up, you know, writing a book, thought it was the best thing ever, sent it to literary agents, and they were like, this sucks. And, you know, it was one of those early lessons. And so then I started writing short stories, and next thing I know, I have 8 in different anthologies, and it kind of took off from there. And then I was like, I'm going to try my hand at a novel again. But the first novel I wrote was about the Holocaust. So I wanted to make sure I did it justice and I was respectful, because I've studied that for about 20, well, now it's close to 30 years. It was kind of like a passion of my research. And so I wanted to make sure I was honoring and not using it, you know, just for straight horror. So it kind of came out of nowhere, my writing, and, you know, hopefully I can continue.
Like you got a, like you said, you got a range, but more or less it's kind of like it's just your forte. You just like horror, you know?
Yeah.
I gotta get some of your shit. I gotta check it out. Real quick. This is sponsor of the year. I forgot my sponsor, Wadruna, Thomas Patrick out of the spiritual group out of Ohio. He actually does events and conventions in Connecticut and Salem, Massachusetts at Salem State University. Maybe we can get you down to Salem this fall if he's doing it, or Connecticut. You willing to travel a little bit, New England, right?
Oh, of course. You know, I'm willing to go wherever people, you know, as long as it's financially viable, I'll do it. And
it's Salem State University College. It was a decent turnout. They had the guy that played the young Munster there from the Munsters TV show was there last year signing autographs.
Oh, the old one.
Butch?
Oh yeah, yes.
They had him and the great Kreskin there, the old magician. So I think you fit. Yeah, they had Kreskin, the mind reader.
There we go.
Yeah, so I think you fit right in. I was there doing my own spiel. So yeah, that's very cool. But Drew sponsors the show. He's a healing services out of Ohio. Of course, Mary Kate. She's an actress in the Clown Motel movie, Clown Motel 3 Ways to Hell. She's a sponsor. As you get out of the way at the beginning, but my apologies. So let's do some fun ones, man. I'm dying to know, what's your favorite Stephen King book and or movie? One of each or both in the same one? Dying to know.
Well, it has to be Pet Sematary for the book.
It really does, huh?
And I think when I was younger and I read it was just straight horror. But I reread it about 5 years ago, and having a daughter, it hits just at a different level. And I think it was just like a different type of fear, because then you're not looking at it as just burying things, but what would you do as a parent? And I think for me, that really hit differently. You know, I love the Dark Tower series, though. You know, that
they got to do it justice. They want to remake the movie. They say the movie wasn't as the movie.
Yeah, I think Mike Flanagan was working on it last I knew.
Yeah,
which would be good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mhm.
But Pet Cemetery, that's cool because I remember him talking about it's almost like the monkey's paw, where like careful what you wish for because it might get what you want, but not the way you want it. Like
Correct.
you get your
Correct.
kid
And I
back and it's
remember,
a zombie. Like
yeah, and even the movie I remember being scary, like with Zelda, and like, and as far as movies, I think it's The Shining.
oh, okay. I got to
You
ask
know,
you this. I've watched both. The one
sure.
with the dude from Wings in it, the one where the hotel
Hmm.
burns, or the original
Yeah.
one where he didn't. What do you think's better? Come on, tell me. Movie
Well,
wise,
I like the Stanley Kubrick one for
you
what
gotta
it
love Jack
is,
Nichols. You gotta. I mean,
but I like the mini series because it kind of builds a little slower. Like Jack Nicholson goes into the Stanley Hotel and he's already insane. Like it's so quick. Whereas, the one with, is it Steven Weber from Wings? Is that who does it?
yep, yep,
It
yep.
takes a little bit longer. And so
You do
I
that with a
like them
mini
both.
series, though.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. But I do love the original one. Like I'll watch that and Night of the Living Dead every Halloween season.
So, do you ever get inspired by cemeteries and shit? Do you go for like on an off? Like, I need inspiration. Do you go like to the ocean? Do you like what do you go for inspiration? Like a cemetery, an ocean? Do you go to like where a murder happened or something? Or
Uh, sometimes it's weird how things start. For at least for my writing, like a lot of
really? How
times it just
so?
like it comes across like I come up with an idea about a short story, and then I just sit down, I start writing, and next thing you know, I have 350 pages, and it just builds off itself. I'll sometimes go, like, I don't know if I told you this, but my brother and I, he was a guidance counselor, and we
Oh,
would bring
awesome.
students on paranormal investigations. And so that's kind of an inspiration too, at least as far as the paranormal, because, growing up as a Catholic, like I didn't believe any of that stuff.
How dare you? How dare you?
Yeah, I know. But now, like I don't know where sometimes the inspiration comes from the weirdest things. It comes from a song, like I might
Okay.
hear a song and it just might build off of that. So it all depends. It's
Almost like a memory,
interesting.
unlocking a memory, so to speak, or some kind of incident.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, I
yeah.
can dig that. I can dig
Yeah.
that. Another Maine author. I got her book, Mary. Hello, Mary. Author Mary J from Maine. Hello. Everybody's checking in. I actually incorporated the paranormal in my private practice, but I can do. I thought you said earlier you're doing something. You must know her, yeah?
Um,
Or I don't recognize the
yes,
name.
yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it's very interesting. I'll have to reach out to you, maybe get you on the show at some point too. Thank you for tuning in. So okay, give me some fun stuff then. Give me your favorite place you've ever been in the give me America, give me the whole whatever, and then give me a bucket list place for America
Okay.
and then Europe or whatever.
All right. So I was fortunate enough to travel a lot with students. I'd bring students to different foreign countries all throughout Europe. And
Oh
one
wow.
year, yeah, it was a great experience. A lot of work and a lot of babysitting. But one of the places I was able to go was Scotland, in Edinburgh, and my two brothers went with me, and we did the underground paranormal tour, Mary King's
Get
Close,
out.
and
Get
it
out.
was well. When we first went, and part of the tour, it said ghost. They called it a ghost tour, and so they would
Right.
bring us around, and they'd tell the kids, they'd be like, "This is where this person died, and this is where this person died," and they're like, "Mr. DEROSBY, this sucks." And so afterwards, I was talking to our tour guide, and he's like, "I've got something for you. It's at midnight, and it's underground if you guys want to go." So we were able to do the underground tour, and it was fucking awesome. It was so fun. Yeah.
I mean, America, we're like, 1700s, 1600s. Over there, they're like 1300s, right? I mean,
Oh, you're seeing old shit over there. Yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So I think that was my favorite place. And then like the
Scotland's the
Sistine
best hands
Chapel and
down,
stuff.
Zach says. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so
Scotland
good.
was great. It was great. As far as bucket list, I've always, and this has changed. Like up until a few years ago, I always wanted to visit the Titanic wreckage.
Oh, no one's ever
You
said
know,
that. The underground voyage, you can do that.
yeah, yeah,
Titanic.
until the submersible imploded, then that kind of, yeah. But I think it would be neat to
Oh,
kind of see, how dark it is and then see the light hit it for the first time. And so that was always something I wanted to do. It's expensive, and maybe if enough
but
people buy
yeah.
my books, I can do it.
I was gonna
You
say it's
never
always
know.
good to mention it because you never know. That I've never heard
Yeah,
of. People always say, whatever different cities or what move, but no one's ever said that. Or like the Pearl Harbor, you can go where Pearl Harbor was bombed. I think you can go dive
yeah,
in there. Too. But wow, Titanic, that'd be wild. Yeah,
yeah, I
you do
think
like
so.
history. That's world history for sure. The
Yeah,
unsinkable ship that sank on its first voyage.
yeah, yeah.
Huh. Wow. Wow. What a trip. We're still plenty of time to go. Still got more than a half hour. Usually about halfway through, though, I have my guests play host and ask me a question. You want to play
Sure,
host for a
sure.
minute? You got one
Yeah,
for me?
let's do it.
Hey,
You
Jeno.
said you said you were going to be in a movie.
I wasn't going to say it because it's not my limelight. It just happened a couple hours ago. I literally applied for it. It's getting filmed in Maine, and the dude's like, "Yeah." I was friends with him on Facebook. I'm like, "Holy shit, you're shooting a movie in Bangor?" He's like, "Yeah." You want? I'm like, "I want to be in it." He's like, "You'll be on camera." I'm like, "Oh." I'm like, "You can
That's
kill me.
awesome.
I'll kill someone. You can kill me. I'll tap dance. I'll throw popcorn. I'll take my shirt off. Anything you want for the most part." So, yeah. I sorry to cut you off, but I'm literally
No.
It's pretty wild because I've always wanted to be in a horror movie, as you know. I mean,
Yeah.
Alfred Hitchcock. I mean, you go back to the old ones. I mean, you go back to, and it's like I just would love to just be in there somewhere, a little
Mhm.
nugget of a Tales from the Crypt or something,
Yeah. Well,
Like you
maybe they
mentioned.
can kill you off in it. Maybe that would be exciting.
Maybe we can get you in it. You can kill me off one of your books. Literally, go, "This is my book, killer," and hit me with it.
Yes, yes. Tell them I'll do
That's a
that for
pitch,
you.
guys. Listening, guys. So that's pretty wild. I mean, it's not every day, and of course, it's not Star Wars, but oh, look at that. We get some people very proud of you. Love
No,
it.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
I'd love to say you wrote, you have books to write. LOL. No, exploding mission. You can't rewrite. What if he writes a book underwater as the Titanic in a bubble? You'd be the first author to do that.
There we go. Probably the last one too, but
Oh, Thomas, look at me. Adam showing his boobs in a horror movie. I'll do it, man. The pay is right. I got no shame. Let's go. What's up? Oh, I gotta ask you. Have you watched it? Welcome to Derry yet? You watch it?
I loved it. Did you watch it?
Huh?
I loved the first episode was a bit weird, and I was like, "Where is this going?" But by the end,
I was confused.
it was amazing. And I was worried because you never knew. It's Stephen King lore, but he didn't write it, so you never know where they're going to take the characters. But I absolutely loved it.
I kept looking at Heather. I'm like, "You think he's cool with that? You think he said okay? You think they gave him the nod?" I go, I feel like if he doesn't like it, I shouldn't like it, But I thought it was fantastic.
I did too. I did too. I thought it was
Pennywise
great.
on the fridge.
I thought it tied everything in together. I just thought it was great. I thought it
And
was
Al
great.
Bradley, which is Al Brady, of course. You know the main lore. You know the main history. Al Brady gets shot by the J. Hoover at the FBI. That's probably one of my most favorite main things. Is probably Al Brady getting sniped in Bangor. That's pretty wild shit. You don't hear about that every day. Do you follow crime history too, like Whitey Bulger and them, or just?
I actually teach. A few years ago, I created a course called. It was initially an assassinations course. Every teacher had to create like an 8-week course. So I created this assassinations one primarily because kids didn't know about Lincoln and Booth, and it kind of pissed me off. And so then the principal came to me and said, "Can we make it a full course?" And I was like, "Well, that's a lot of fucking assassinations." And so I changed it to assassinations and murder. And, like we do Jim Jones, we do
Kool-Aid Man.
John Benet Ramsey. We look at we start off looking at the ransom letter and kind of break it down from there.
Wow.
Charles Manson, but Charles Manson's a tough one because there's so much there that sometimes the kids can get lost in it. And
that's what he'd like, probably.
He would. And I keep changing my opinion on what he did and why he did it. And, like whether it was music, whether it was his world order that he thought, his race war,
Hopefully,
I didn't know. I think it was the music personally, but
it's so weird. All these different. That's the thing. Like Thomas was saying, it's Harper's Alley. Thomas digests serial killers on a podcast. He talks about all the one. I've actually talked to H.H. Holmes' great grandson, Mudgett, on my show before about his being jacked to rip. I've been to H.H. Holmes' grave in Yeadon, Pennsylvania, and his house in Gilmington, New Hampshire. So that's my language to it, and it's not that I'm like. It's just very intriguing to me. I got to read some of your books, and if you're talking about all this type of shit, your books must be amazing. Yeah, I got to get some of your stuff.
Well, thank you. Thank you.
I got to get you. I should have bought when I saw you in person, but the fucking thing was so packed. But next time I see you, if I don't see you before then, I mean, you must live by Augusta, right? I don't want to name up what town you're in, but
that's all right. I mean, I teach in the area.
I'm by Bangor.
I'm by Waterville.
Oh, okay. Maybe this summer we can meet up, go get a beer, and I'll get a book signed from you or something. That'd be great.
Sure, that works for me. Yeah. But they dug up H.H. Holmes, right?
They dug him up because they wanted to draw his blood to see if he was actually in there. They thought maybe he wasn't actually in there, and then they wanted to compare it to the ones they got from Jack the Ripper, I guess. But they had concrete above him. Do you remember that? He was 8 feet instead of 6 feet.
Mm-hmm. Because he said he wasn't going to die. Yeah.
He did say that. He was buried in St. Mary's Cemetery in Yeadon, Pennsylvania. The same cemetery, there's a dude in there, an Italian mafia guy that died in a nail bomb accident. Someone gave him a nail bomb and bombed the nails in and blew up and fucking exploded in Pennsylvania. And he's there. And he served time at the Eastern State Penitentiary, the world's first penitentiary in Pennsylvania. Oh, crazy! Don't get me started.
No, I love that stuff, and it's always fun to teach because like the kids like it too, because a lot of it's so unknown. And
whatever gets their attention from electronics these days, right? I mean, something they can get into the books and get reading maybe or something. That's as psychotic as it sounds, I guess.
Well, I mean, I teach it and I enjoy it, so I can't.
It's good with bad, man. I mean, people don't like to talk about death, but it's part of life, just like living. You can't have the good without the bad. It's a yin yang. You know that. I agree. Here, but
I agree.
What do you have, Alan, for anybody that wants to start writing, or someone like me who's halfway through his first book for the past 3 years or can't even finish it? What do you give to motivation to someone that wants to be an author or just doesn't know how to or doesn't know what to do? You have anything encouraging?
Yeah. One, you just have to have thick skin. You just have to write, and you can't give a shit if somebody likes it or not and how they react to it. I love that. I remember first writing and releasing a book, and I was so nervous. I was like, what are people going to think? Now I don't give a shit. Like if people come in and they buy my book and pay me the money, whether they like it or not, they bought my book. And like, you can't really care because it's your passion. So if you write a book and you're happy with it, that's what it is. And I love that. I also think writing short stories helps because it forces you. I do, because it forced me to make people fall in love with characters in like 20 pages. Whereas, and I thought it was like, at first I wrote one and it wasn't, it was pretty basic. My first book was very basic. If I go back and read it, I can't believe I wrote something like that.
Yeah, but you gotta start somewhere, man. Fuck
everybody starts somewhere. But I think writing short stories helps, and and you can't worry about selling. Like the majority of people don't make a lot of money writing, and you can't worry about that. If you're worrying about making money, you're doing it for the wrong reasons. Just like anything else. Like I don't teach.
I was just gonna say that kind of was a life.
I was gonna say, but like
that's good.
I've never taught to make money. I mean, we don't get a ton, but I don't complain about it either because I love my job. And I think it's the same thing with writing. And, the other thing people do is they'll write a page and they'll read it back and fix it. Don't do that. Just write straight through and don't worry about it and go back later.
Or you don't throw away page after page like I do and write and go, oh, shit.
Shit. Nope. Sometimes I even forget the characters I wrote about. So once it's out of my head, it's out of my head.
I don't get it. I don't know how. So I'm going to ask you this this is a question for me now. Do you lock yourself in a room? Do you take a shot of whiskey? Do you play a Frank Sinatra record? Like, how do you get into a groove? Do you shut the windows? Do you shut off your phone?
it's weird. Like I don't have a designated time. I'll just sit and I'll write. And
Really?
sometimes I'll be, I'll be after school will end and I'll be like, you know what? I'll close my door and I'll just write at school for a half hour.
Just
Or
into it,
I'll
just speak. Just off the
just
cuff.
like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What I find though, is it takes me a little while, after I release a book, it takes me about a month just to kind of like move on.
Get out of your system, maybe refresh. Just
Get out of your system. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, I got a question for you real quick. I had a question for you. What do you do for that then? Do you go fishing? Do you go traveling? Do you nap? For 27 years, like Pennywise?
Yes. I do a lot of reading. I play video games.
Okay.
Just spending time with, my family and, just unwinding
step
that
away
way.
then. You just literally
And
step away.
yeah, and just enjoying, and just getting it in when I can. And I try to write a lot in the summer anyway. Like during the summer is where I write a majority of my time. And then there's a lot of editing and stuff like that beside that.
Big fan. Love your books. Nice to hear your story, Terry.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Latrina Brown, she runs a podcast network, says fantastic. People coming in. I'm not neglecting you people. I want to bring them on. Highly recommend the short story collection, says Kelly Ann. All are amazing. I'm trying to read that. It's hard to read. In the Stalingrad Feast, is that right? Did they say that?
Oh,
right?
Stalingrad. Yeah, it's yeah. Yep.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's so let me see. Do you ever see yourself like possibly trying to get one of these, like possibly like into a movie, like writing yourself maybe to a short story? Like I said, this movie this guy's doing, it's not exactly Star Wars, it's just even a little B movie, right? You think one of these could be something you'd love to put into a film eventually?
I think so. Like I think it would, because the way my writing works is the way I think. Like people will read my books and be like, I could picture it in my head. It's just the way I write. It's not overwhelming. It's not, people will say they can read 100 pages in a day or two. And that means a lot to me. But then they finish it and they're like, where's your next one? And I'll be like, I got to fucking write it. It takes, it takes a while.
That's good. You leave them wanting more. That's kind of an old school artist thing, right? That's what
Yeah. So I think some of them would work well. I don't know the avenue to take. Like this year I've dedicated go to more conventions and do more book signings and, try to be on more podcasts and just get my name out there. That's the only way I'm going to branch out. I know some
other podcasts that are actually with authors and they talk to other authors. I mean, and I'm not saying I know people, I'm not like a somebody, but I mean, if someone wants to know like, hey, who's a good guest, I would throw you out there if you wouldn't mind.
Awesome. Yeah, go for it.
Reach the right people, reach the right network. Next thing you know, you get invited to go to Oklahoma or something. I'm just saying, you never know. This movie thing, I just threw my name out there. The guy's like, yeah, you fucking never know. You seem like you're willing to swing for the fences, right? What do you get to lose?
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
Jeff said you're cool for September then with us again for Maine.
Yes. Yeah. I was very, once I left, again, I didn't know what to expect. And, it was nice. And it put me out of my comfort zone because that was really the first one I've ever done.
No way. Really?
Yeah.
You didn't know what the fuck you're going in. You're like, what do I do? I set up, I talk. It's overwhelming.
It was. My sister brought my mom, and my mom is in her early 80s, and she thought it was just a book signing. And she came in and you had all, like the horror, the clowns and stuff. And
all the guys in the stilts and fucking.
Yeah.
Here's a trip. Yeah.
But
you were right down with my buddy with the hearse and the casket.
Yeah. I didn't get to see the Annabelle doll though.
So. Dude, I didn't get to see other people because there was over 6,000 people. Every time I look down the thing, there's people walking up and down. So you're going to be at this one September. I think it's September 11th to 12th. You're going to be there then?
Yeah.
Is that correct? Okay. And like I said, if I can get you to Connecticut or Salem, if you're willing to travel.
I'll do both. Yeah.
It's a good time. You been to Salem yet? Yeah.
I have. I've been a few times.
It's a good vibe.
Once. It is a cool place. It is. Some of it's a little commercialized and they need to fix the Witch Museum. I think I mean, that's the same fucking museum when I was a kid. They haven't updated at all, but they make their money. So
it's a postcard moment. I get it.
Yeah.
But there's some cool shit there. There's some cool history between the shit, like the bung, not to be weird, but the bunghole liquor, which is based after the bottom of a keg. They had, as you know, they had little things underneath it. They used to bring bootlegging and stuff. There's a funeral home. These are sneaking booze during Prohibition. These sneak out slaves on the pirate ships. I mean, a lot of pirate lore in Salem, which is kind of neat.
Right.
Yeah, you know that stuff. Yeah, I ain't talking.
Yeah.
You know what's up. Yeah.
But I didn't. One thing I didn't know was the underground tunnels in Bangor during I think I found that what is it, like Expedition X or one of the Josh Gates shows, or I can't even remember what I saw it on. But that was the first time I ever heard of that.
Well, how the fuck did King know about it? He wrote in the books. You think he made that up, or did he know about the history of Bangor? I wonder.
He must have. He must have known
this
something.
sinkhole happened last week, and everybody's like, "Yeah, there's fuking tunnels down there."
That's right. Yeah.
So fucking someone goes, "Fill it with taxpayer money." I go, "Yeah."
yeah. They'll get right on that.
That's interesting. Yeah, Bangor's got a lot of underground tunnels. Like Pennywise, like legit, the condensing streams get tunnels coming out. It's very peculiar. I mean, like Steve wrote about, we're not gonna get back on King, but that's my guy. You know that I love him. Man.
Yeah, he's great.
He wrote about what he knew because Maine itself is historical, plus Bangor, Derry, fucking. What's up, Asia? What's going on? Just checking in. Hello. So where does Alan see himself this time next year? Writing a couple more books? Do you see yourself doing more, like you said, more podcasts, probably? Some more conventions?
Yeah, I just want to, like after that convention, it really allowed me to see that I could get myself out there more, because I was just writing, putting it on Amazon and telling my, 400 friends, mostly family on Facebook, buy my stuff. And I just knew I needed to branch out at some point. So my goal is to write a book a year and get it published every year. And, just get out there more. Like I looked at some conventions and like New Jersey, there was a convention with like the Ghost Brothers and Ghost Hunters and Kindred Spirits. And so I reached out and I was like, what, I'm just going to go for it. My goal is to teach part-time and write more, but we'll see, we'll see in the end how that works. But
I love it, but you're open to it. That's the biggest thing.
Yes.
Whatever. You're not, life's too short. Let's go. And you've been around the world, so it's like you're not scared to travel. So
no.
So let's get back, since the show is historically haunted. I am a paranormal guy. It sounds like you kind of are too. You must have your own experience with a ghost or paranormal besides that tour and shit. Do you have something in your own personal life that you experienced?
Yeah. I mean, like I grew up not believing any of that shit. That was not something I believed in. I thought it was
Catholic. You die, you go to heaven. That's it.
Yeah. And then I kind of branched away. And when I left college, my roommates from college, my brother and I rented this house in Winslow, Maine. And
Winslow, where the old fort is by the walking bridge. I guess, yes.
And this fucking place was haunted. Like,
wow, big G's.
Yeah, it was, like for somebody that didn't believe in it, when I first encountered it, it was frightening. Because
was it by McDonald's at all? Where exactly Winslow, if you don't mind me asking?
No, I don't mind. And where McDonald's is,
a long time ago.
Yeah, you keep going up that hill beyond McDonald's, and it was one of those streets on your left-hand side.
Neighborhood streets. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and it was this, it was this old gray house with an addition built on it. And I mean, you could hear voices all night. If you were upstairs, you could hear people walking up and down the steps. We used to have huge parties there, like, because we were all in our early 20s and teachers. So we'd have parties, and, like at night, if people crashed, we let them stay on the couch, and they'd be like, why was it so loud at night? And
just
so
people didn't know about that. They would just
didn't know. And we didn't tell them.
She can confirm. Amanda Cooley says can confirm.
Yes, she was at one of them. Yes.
That's awesome.
And it was great. I felt comfortable. I mean, once everybody else moved out because they were getting married, I couldn't afford it. It was an old house. It cost too much to heat. But since then, you know, like I said, we've gone to the Reed Field Historical Society with students, went to Fort Knox.
Oh,
And
yeah.
and that was interesting because we walked in and they gave us the keys and they said, you just go do what you want to do. Like
Get
they didn't.
out of here.
Yeah, it was
You
fucking
free
great.
reign of Fort fucking Knox and Prescott. Oh my.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, like I had a bunch of students and they were like, Mr. DEROSBY, it smells like pot here. And I went to give the keys back and all the people working there were smoking pot. And I was like, okay, guys, like, get on the bus.
All right, kids.
Yeah. But the one place we've gone several times is there's a old mill in Vassalboro. And they do some, I think they did some paranormal conventions and stuff.
Parafest. Yeah, the Hartford brothers.
Yeah, and they would let us, I mean, there were times we brought kids and stayed overnight, and those were amazing experiences. Hearing, you know, like picking up voices and seeing shadows. And I think the scariest experience was we were down in the basement, and I had a group of like 7 kids. My brother had a group of 7 kids all the way on the 3rd floor. And we were kind of sitting down playing with the spirit box and stuff. And one of the kids was like, Mr. DEROSBY, there's a shadow by the door. And you could see the shadow of a person looking out and then disappearing. And so I was like, okay, let's turn off our lights. And so we turned them off. And I was like, if you want to come sit with us, you can. And I always say that. And the kids would always be like, don't say that. And then we heard footsteps come to us and start walking around us. And so I was like, fuck, what did I do? So I grabbed the flashlight and looked around and there was nothing there. And if you have an opportunity to go to that mill, it's a great experience.
Oh, Vassalboro Mill, it's so long and it's very imposing. And it kind of down the road from that is the Maine State Police Barracks, which is like that's fucking haunted. There's a little cemetery.
Have you been in that one?
I delivered there for FedEx in the front thing. I'm like, is this place haunted? The girl goes, we can't talk about that. I go, yeah, that's a yes. Someone says Amanda says a picture.
Which picture?
Don't forget that one, she says. Remind us, Amanda. Is she talking about the fucking police barracks or the fucking Vassalboro Mill, which is...
So some kids took a picture at the Vassalboro Mill, and we thought we captured something. And so after it was done, and I was like, no, we need to look into this. We went back, and it was a cloth hanging over an end of a boat.
Oh, you solved it.
But I was like, we're not just going to jump to conclusions and assume everything. Yeah. But like it's all about the kids. You know, the one thing that's funny is like we'll bring spirit boxes and things like that, but then parents will be like, no Ouija boards. And I'm like, what's the fucking difference? You know, like it's like come on.
Well, Parker Brothers doesn't make spirit boxes.
Yeah. But it's all, it's
all a ruse.
Just fun.
A lot of it's a ruse.
It is.
She says it's the mill. The pictures.
Okay, yeah, that was what I was talking about, and then we found out that it was just a blanket or like a sheet on the end of a.
That's what it was. Okay,
but the picture was pretty cool.
Though, that mill is built in like 1853 or some shit, and it's like all brick. It's very imposing. I think it's 2 levels plus a basement, and it's wicked long.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and they let us in. They let us go through the whole thing. Like he just, and we had a situation where we were talking on the spirit box and we kept getting this name of William, and we're like, William, and how old are you? And he kept saying like 8 years old.
Wow.
And the kid's like, why is there an 8-year-old in here? And so we just kind of talked a little bit and left it. My brother had a group that went to the same place later on and used his spirit box. And at the end of the night, the owner was like, he was like, did you pick up anything? And I said, yeah, we got this 8-year-old kid named William. And my brother's like, yeah, we did too. And the guy's face just went like white.
You found something.
Yeah. And then he told us after a year or 2 prior, there was a mother and a son kayaking at the mill. And the kayak tipped over and the boy died.
William.
And his name was William. And he was 8 years old. And at the time, it's just like, even if people don't believe in it, there's something there. there's something. So I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to that.
Oh, okay. Well, I was going to ask you too, because we'll get some more time. So we'll get about 15, 20 minutes. I got to ask you,
Sure.
What about as far as like, I mean, and I want to go back to you being an author. I do. I got to find out.
It doesn't matter.
Author. I'm an author.
Mm-hmm.
Aliens, monsters. You believe in like Bigfoot? You ever had a UFO sighting?
I don't know if I believe in Bigfoot. Love cryptids. Love cryptids
and shit though.
And I don't discount there's stuff out there that we don't know. Like what was it, like the Lowland Mountain gorilla? But they just thought it was something else, and then they found it. Thanks for National Geographic and
that weird lizard from the International Cryptozoology Museum in Maine.
Yeah,
the logo, that big lizard fish thing that they found, the Komodo dragon or whatever.
Yeah, and any of those fish with the lights on its head. That's like there's shit out there that we don't know.
Thank you.
As far as aliens, I don't see how they can't be real. Like this can't be it. This fucking can't be it. Are we the only? Like if this is it, this fucking sucks. There has to be something. There has to be something else.
Amen. I agree. I mean, this whole galaxy, all these stars are all for naught. We're just little pissant American white men that think we're number one. You know what I mean?
That's right.
There's got to be more. I love that answer because. So you yourself though, you ever think you saw a UFO? You ever think you saw a little bleep real quick or anything? No?
I remember when we were kids, like my dad, he was stationed in Presque Isle, and he used to tell us a story.
Shit.
Yeah, he used to tell us a story that when he was stationed up there, they saw a bunch of lights and were sent inside. And I remember one night in the early or mid 80s, we thought, there was a whole group of us. We'd all hang out. We'd ride our bikes all day, play baseball in the field, stuff like that.
Kids,
yeah. Before, electronics, really.
Yeah.
And we thought we saw something, and we stood outside and we watched it, and it zipped around and then it just disappeared. Who knows what it was? It could have been a satellite, but I believe there's stuff out there.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I want to touch base on writing too before we still get about 10, 15 minutes, but I want to plug one more thing now. So that is AlanDEROSBY.com and Alan DEROSBY author on Facebook. You got a TikTok, Instagram, anything like that?
No, I don't have either of those. I should probably get an Instagram.
Not missing much. You're not missing much.
Yeah, that's what am I going to do? Put pictures of myself with my fucking bug? Nobody wants that.
Facebook.com and maybe YouTube if you do content. But as far as selling shit, Facebook and I think a .com is all you really, really need.
I think so too. Yeah.
Do you have a schedule? Like, do you okay, I want to have this out in X amount of months? Do you have like a publicist that's on your ass? Like, you need to get that out, Alan. I mean, do you do your own timeline, so to speak, when it comes to a book?
Well, when I was under a publisher, so I had signed a 1-book deal with a publisher in the United Kingdom. Ooh. And then after the success, I signed a 4-book deal. I mean, they broke contract. They sucked, and they weren't paying me my money and all this stuff. And so I ended up self-publishing. And so it's like I have my own timeline, and I have so many short stories saved up. That's why I was like, I'm going to release one. And I wanted to release it on my, it was my dad's birthday, and he was the one that encouraged my brothers and I watching Twilight Zone and all that shit all the time. And so I wanted to release that. So my goal is to release at least one a year. Right now I'm writing a novel about the devil and the end of the world. And, we'll see where that goes. And that's the one I always thought of writing. And then I kept putting aside being like, I want to make sure it's good. And I want to make sure I'm ready. So I think I am now. Critic.
Your own biggest critic.
Yeah, I am. You can be happy for your books for about 10 minutes, and then you have to move on. You can't be patting yourself on the back. That's just not the way.
You stay humble though. That's humble though. I like that. Yeah. That's very, like you said, you're not doing it to be a millionaire, even though that'd be nice. No. But you're doing it.
That would be nice.
It's kind of your therapy, but it's also your passion. I get it.
Yeah.
That's fair, right?
Yeah.
Till we get 10 more minutes, we'll be all set. There he goes. I've had people's cats come on. I've had people's kids.
Yeah. She made it this long. She stayed in her room.
She can say hi if she wants. We're not gonna bite. We have kids come on and say hi real quick. We have about 14 people watching. If they want, to say hi.
But half of them are my family, so they know her anyway.
Well, you'd be surprised. I have a lot of people that watch this throughout the week. People that go back and watch the reruns and stuff. So hello. So it's very cool. People are very supportive, and especially a local boy. We do obviously in Maine, but there's people around America that have been watching this. So
good.
We still get 10 more minutes. Could I get you? Well, I have you being recorded. Could I get you back on in the future as either a guest again or even a special guest co-host if I had another author on or something? Could you come back on?
I'd love it. Sure,
I always shoot that out there, and people seem to love that. Love the kitty. She was holding a cat. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah. Well, I have a cat somewhere.
Quick like a bandage. I also was a white blur. Zink. Like a
that was my daughter. The cat's in the room with her. Yeah.
So, I mean, obviously it sounds like King's your inspiration, but I mean, is there any other? You don't have any authors in the family? No friends? You're the only author that you know of as far as like family kin?
Yeah.
No shit. Usually feel like an uncle that wrote or like a grandfather, but no shit.
No, I don't even know why I started. Like it just happened. And,
you think your daughter might want to pick up a pen one day and do it?
No, she hasn't read. She still hasn't read any of my stuff.
Well, she's young. In 10, 15 years, she might want to cover
she's 18. She can read by now. Maybe.
Oh, I guess you can. Yeah, but kids don't. Books aren't cool unless they're plugged in. But in 10 years, you'd be surprised.
Correct. When I'm dead, she'll read it and tell people about it.
Of course. Are you satisfied as far as like teaching? Like I feel like you could be even like a part of like a historian in the main chapter. You don't want to be part. Are you part of like your local historical society or no?
No. All my history stuff is just because I'm a nerd. That's all it is.
Let's go. I get that. I'm the same way, but I'm trying to see like if people are into like if there's like a historical meeting in Maine, or people just go and try to like find where because I found out that Bradford, Maine, is where the birthplace of chewing gum was. Bradford, Maine, the guy who made spruce chewing gum in 1820 is the first person, John Curtis, and he made it in Bangor, then Portland, and they was the first ever chewing gum. And it says it was the birthplace of chewing gum, Bradford, Maine, right by LaGrange, between LaGrange and Glenburn.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, that's neat to be known, I thought. So I thought that was kind of neat. What's up, everybody checking in? Christina. This will be up on YouTube tomorrow, guys. If you want to watch a full episode, of course, we're going to have Alan on a couple more minutes. Will this be up if you guys missed anything? Check him out on Facebook. Send him a friend request. Just don't be a weirdo. Tell him Adam sent you so he knows you're cool. Follow his page. I've shared it. Check out his .com. Come see him in person.
Please. That'd be great.
And
come to the horror convention in Augusta. We're
gonna get him to more. We're gonna get you on some podcasts. I think you need to be talking more, and I'm gonna hopefully get you to. I love to get you. Like Thomas is always looking out, and he always wants to get big names and the regular names, and just anybody that'll fill seats and just wants to have fun. And if you're willing to travel to fucking Salem, 4 hours and 3 hours,
it's just like I mean, like I love Salem,
really,
and
it'd be in November. It's usually November, so it's right after the October rush. So it's still busy, but not super busy, but not shitty snow. So it's like
Yeah, and we have enough snow, so.
Okay, enough of the S word. Okay, we got about 8 minutes left. Is there anything I missed out you want to touch on? We still can talk a little bit more, but I want to make sure I covered everything you wanted to cover. Is there anything I left out?
Oh yeah, no. I mean, I came on with no expectations and no, I was just.
I popped your cherry, right? This is the first time for you.
You did. Thank you. It didn't even hurt. It did not even hurt. Thank you.
I love it. I was nice and gentle. I talked to you the whole time. We made eye contact. That would be awesome. Yeah. Christina's coming to the main one. She was with me at the main one. Christina, you'll meet her. I'm glad that I love that all you people checked in. Thank you so much. You guys have the battles when people tune in and talk, and that makes me feel good. I'm laughing.
Yeah.
Because I want to get these people known, and I want to have a good time, and I want you guys to get to know them. And my listeners are watching too. I'm usually on Thursdays, so Friday threw us off. But trust me, people are gonna watch. I've been sharing your shit.
Yeah, definitely.
I love it. I need to get a book of yours so I can give you the full review because I definitely got to dive into that. And I want to start from the beginning, though. I want your first copy, and I want it signed. I got to get to hold of that. I like to start from the beginning.
Yeah, you know what? Once we're off here, you can send me your stuff, and I'll send you one signed.
No, dude. I definitely want to meet you, and I want to get it. But I appreciate that. That's not what I meant. But,
yeah. I mean, you had me on here. This is my first one. It's not a problem at all.
Oh, look at that. Alan hit me up for an author spotlight on her show. Christina Spencer does horror, history, and hauntings. She's also an author herself, and she'll get you on her show. Look at that. You already got yourself a podcast and possibly another fucking convention.
There we go.
And hopefully some books sold, guys. Go ahead and support a local author. We love Stephen King, but he's a billionaire. You don't need your $5. Go send this guy some money. Send this guy some likes. Please share Alan's shit. I appreciate you coming on last minute, so to speak, as far as a Friday goes. And I want you back on in the future. We'll talk more. And man, you've been a blast. You've been great.
Awesome. Thank you so much. It's been great.
Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you rocking Maine too.
It's my daughter's. She goes to UMO, so I was like,
Yep. Okay. It's where King met Tabby. It's where King and Tabby met.
Yeah.
Well, you know the drill. You're a King, not like me. That's what you always start talking King. You're like, you're coming on my show. So now we just got to get you to go meet him and get you to some more signings. So author, history teacher, Mainer, and a great overall dude, Alan DEROSBY. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I do a 4-week spotlight. Yes, reach out to him. If you want, Christina, reach out to me after the show this weekend, and I'll hook you up with him. I'll send you his way, and we'll talk after the show this weekend when I'm sober, and we'll get you on the show. So thank you so much for coming on, my brother.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, guys. Be sure to check in next week, guys. We'll be back to regular time next Thursday with show sponsor Mary Kate. She'll be live from Nevada right before her movie comes on, being my guest. And we'll talk to Alan again in the future, guys. Historically Haunted VODCAST. I'm historian Ghost Hunter. Alan, the man, the author. Check him out. Buy his books and tell him Adam sent you.